short version is, don't be a dick. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dork side. It is I, your friendly neighborhood dork on the road. Today I'm out riding my new Versys. And I want to talk about something that I'm guessing most of you have experienced at some point in your motorcycling careers. But before I tell you what that is, let me just first of all say that I sincerely appreciate genuine advice. I've learned a ton from the comments I've gotten on my videos. I really appreciate when someone makes a genuine effort to help me become a better rider, or to help someone else become a better rider, or to recommend something that they've really enjoyed that they think the other person might enjoy. To give a sincere, earnest recommendation designed to improve the other person's motorcycling experience. It's one of the best parts about this community. And 99% of the people in it are fantastic and they understand that. Somebody ran into this fence. But just like when you're riding with a group, the saying goes, ride your own ride, right? Just because everyone in the group is going 75 miles an hour on a 35 mile an hour corner, if you don't feel comfortable with that, you should not do that. You should not push past the limits of what you're comfortable with, because the fact of the matter is, every time you get on one of these things, you're taking your own life in your hands. And so you get to decide how much risk you want to take, and what is an acceptable risk, and how much risk you're ready for at your current riding level with your current gear. That is 100% up to you, and nobody can know that but you. Now, I don't mind a little encouragement to improve. You know, I like to follow more experienced riders and try to push a little bit outside my what I think of as my comfort zone, because every time you push a little bit outside your comfort zone, it gets a little bit bigger. But I'm not going to kick open the door and run headfirst out of my comfort zone. And I don't think any rider should. So you should always ride your own ride and make sure that you're at a level where you feel comfortable and confident, because losing your confidence is probably the worst thing that can happen to you when you're piloting, you know, a 500-pound death rocket. And I think that should apply to all levels of motorcycling. I personally am an at-gat guy most of the time. I will ride without my riding pants if I'm just riding around town, but most of the time I'm at least jacket, gloves, helmet. 100% of the time I don't ride without those. And if I'm going on the highway or highway speeds at all, I will throw on my riding pants, because that's what makes me comfortable. It's just interesting, because as I was going through the process of looking at different motorcycles, you get a lot of people who want to give you advice. Well, okay, you get a lot of people who want to give advice to themselves. I said early on that what I was looking for was a comfortable motorcycle that was a little bit of an upgrade. Comfort is number one, right? Performance number two. You know, looks are like a fifth thing. Price is also an important consideration. And those are the things that matter to me when I'm looking for a bike. And so, knowing those things, I think I landed in a pretty damn good place. But people want to give you advice. This will happen with your buddies. You know, you got a buddy that rides a leader bike and he loves it. He's been riding for 20 years. And so you're like, yeah, I think I might get a 500. And he's like, don't be a pussy, get a leader bike. Or leader bike's the only way to go. Leader bike, leader bike, leader bike. And the thing is, your friend, or whoever this person is probably at a place in his riding career where he's comfortable on a leader bike, and that's his ride, and that's great, but that is not your ride. And when people want to belittle or question or ignore or disregard your preferences because they think their opinion is better based on their experiences and not yours, that's not helpful. And so the motorcycle that you choose is a very personal thing, because when you get on the damn thing, like I said before, you're taking your life in your own hands. And so you should have a bike that you're comfortable with and that has what you want, no matter how great somebody else's bike that's nothing like what you're looking for is for them. That's their deal. I had a few people commenting in condescending ways about choices, or ignoring things I'd said and just saying, no, that's wrong, do this. And it's like, I appreciate you if you're sincerely being helpful. If you missed out on what I said, my preferences, and this is the other thing, is I didn't pick this bike because I think it's the best motorcycle in the world. This is what motorcycle is a very personal choice for people. So when I picked a bike that some people didn't like, or they thought that was not as good as the other bikes that I rode, some people got very offended. And it's like, that might be the perfect bike for you, but you're not me. Just like I wouldn't criticize you for whatever you get. I might ask you questions about it, I might say, I'm really happy with my verses, you should give one a shot. Assuming that they wanted a comfortable motorcycle that's not the most sporty thing on earth, but it's still fun to ride. But if they were like, I definitely want a cruiser, I wouldn't be like, nah, get a Versus, bro. When you're choosing a motorcycle, heed the advice of people with more experience than you when it's given, earnestly given and intended to help you. But disregard it when it is given without regard to where you are and who you are as a rider. It's not helpful for them to give advice that applies to them and not you. If someone wants to give you advice but they haven't listened to what you want or what you're looking for, it's probably not very good advice because they don't know what you want. Jesus Christ. Going 60 miles an hour, douchebag. Fucking people, man. So anyway, I guess this is not as coherent as I wanted it to be, but thank you to all of you who have offered sincere advice and tips, tried to help me become a better rider or to choose the right bike for me. No thank you to those of you who popped in to leave a disparaging comment about my choice or to tell me how much better your bike is than mine. That doesn't help me or anyone else. So yeah, I guess. And finally, and this is a subject that's near and dear to my heart. One of the hardest things to do in the world, I believe, and I deal with this in my job as well as in my hobbies, but is to create something new, to put yourself out there, and then not only create it, but then to put it out there for the world to see on the internet or in a public performance or whatever, in some public way. The internet is even scarier than a public performance because people don't have to look you in the face. At least in a public performance, if they're going to be a dick, they have to look at you and have the balls to do that. But anyway, creating something and sharing it is one of the hardest and bravest things that I think a human being can do, personally. And this is not me complimenting myself. I'm more thinking about the kids that I work with and the bullshit that teenagers do and say to each other, and yet they're still brave enough to get on stage and sing a song and perform or act for a group of people, and that's brave. I applaud and salute them for that. I literally applaud them. So it's hard. Creating something is hard, okay? It takes bravery. Criticizing something that somebody else has created takes no bravery. It is, and then doing so anonymously on the internet is about the third most cowardly thing that a human being can do. There's an old saying that goes, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. And man, I wish that was like a law on the internet. Because if you don't like my video or my choices or the things that I'm saying, yeah, feel free to just go look at something else, man. If someone is holding a gun to your head and forcing you to watch my video, you need to leave in the comment, help me, not trolly bullshit comments criticizing everything. Because if you don't like it, why are you watching it? You know, if you want to leave a thumbs down, I guess, whatever. But your comments are unnecessary, unhelpful, and unproductive. Think about being a productive, helpful person. And if you disagree with something that somebody does, leaving a comment that says, this guy doesn't know what the hell he's talking about, or this is bullshit, is a bitch move, if I'm being honest. If you really want to contribute to society and make your opinion known, make your own damn video and put it on the internet. Put yourself out there. Be as brave as the person who put the video up and see how that goes for you. But you're too afraid to do that. So you leave some anonymous comment and go about your day being an asshole to everyone. To my fantastic viewers who leave amazingly useful, helpful comments that listen and want to give good advice, and that I've learned a ton from, thank you very much. 99% of the people that watch my videos on YouTube are fantastic, and it's one of the best parts of doing this thing. Because really, without you guys, I'm just an asshole that talks to himself while riding around on motorcycles. So I appreciate that occasionally my ramblings are entertaining to a small number of you out there in the world. So thank you very much, sincerely. This is not about you. But if you disagree with something and you can't find a way to say it without being an asshole, maybe just don't say it. If you think that I'm a terrible rider and you want to give me advice for how to get better at riding, cool. I love that shit. Please, teach me. If you want to start out with the words, you're a terrible rider, you suck, I'm not going to be able to pick up on the rest of your message, and neither is any other human being. So that just tells me everything I need to know about your intentions. You're not intending to be helpful. You're intending to be a dick and be hurtful. This turn always sneaks up on me. So that's what I'm trying to say is, thank you to everyone who is helpful and awesome. No thank you to everyone who is an asshole. So the short version is, don't be a dick. Very pretty. Look at that. You see it? You can see for miles the rainstorm over there, all the way to the Coast Range. You guys see this? Look at this view. Oh, the couch and shit down there. Look at this. Unbelievably gorgeous. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. Sorry if that was a little ranty and incoherent. Something that's been on my mind lately. But I appreciate you watching and listening. And as always, please don't forget to like, subscribe, get some more shenanigans on a weekly basis these days, it seems like. And as always, thank you very much. And don't forget to be excellent to each other.